Welcome to my video on ancient Egyptian gods and goddesses. In this video, we'll be exploring the rich and complex mythology of this ancient civilization. We'll learn about the different gods and goddesses, their roles in the world, and their importance to the ancient Egyptians. The ancient Egyptians had a complex and rich mythology, which revolved around a large pantheon of gods and goddesses. These deities were believed to control all aspects of the natural world and the human experience. The Egyptian gods were often depicted in human form, with the head of an animal. This was because the Egyptians believed that animals were sacred and represented different aspects of the divine. For example, the god Horus was often depicted as a falcon, because the falcon was seen as a symbol of power and strength. The Egyptian gods were also associated with different regions of Egypt. For example, the god Amun was worshipped in the city of Thebes, while the god Osiris was worshipped in the city of Abydos. This reflected the belief that the gods were present in all parts of the world, but they had special relationships with certain places. The Egyptian gods were also involved in a complex web of myths and stories. These myths explain the origins of the world, the nature of the gods, and the fate of humans after death. One of the most famous Egyptian myths is the story of Osiris. Osiris was the god of the underworld, and he was murdered by his brother Seth. However, Osiris was resurrected by his wife Isis, and he became the ruler of the underworld. The Egyptian myths were not just stories, they were also a way for the Egyptians to understand the world around them. The myths taught the Egyptians about the importance of order, balance, and justice. They also taught the Egyptians about the afterlife, and how to ensure a happy and prosperous existence in the next world. The ancient Egyptians believed that the gods were constantly watching over them, and that they could intervene in human affairs. This belief led to the development of a complex system of rituals and offerings, which were designed to appease the gods and ensure their favor. The Egyptian gods and goddesses played an important role in the lives of the ancient Egyptians. They were worshipped, feared, and respected. The myths and stories about the gods helped to shape Egyptian culture and identity. Here are some of the most important gods and goddesses in Egyptian mythology. Amun was the chief god of the Egyptian pantheon. He was the god of the air, the sun, and the sky. Amun was often depicted as a man with a ram's head. Ra was the god of the sun. He was often depicted as a falcon-headed man. Ra was believed to travel across the sky each day in a solar boat. Osiris was the god of the underworld. He was also the god of the dead, resurrection, and fertility. Osiris was often depicted as a mummified man. Isis was the goddess of magic, motherhood, and protection. She was the wife of Osiris and the mother of Horus. Isis was often depicted as a woman with a cow's horns and a sun disk between them. Horus was the god of the sky, kingship, and war. He was the son of Osiris and Isis. Horus was often depicted as a falcon-headed man. Thoth was the god of wisdom, writing, and magic. He was often depicted as an ibis-headed man. Thoth was the scribe of the gods, and he was responsible for recording the events of the world. Hathor was the goddess of love, music, and dance. She was often depicted as a cow-headed woman. Hathor was also the goddess of the sky, and she was associated with the star Sirius. Seth was the god of chaos, violence, and the desert. He was the brother of Osiris and Isis. Seth was often depicted as a red-haired man with a donkey's head. The Ennead was the main group of gods in Egyptian mythology. It consisted of 9 gods: Amun, Ra, Shu, Tefnut, Geb, Nut, Osiris, Isis, and Nephthys. The Ennead was believed to have created the world and to have ruled over it from the city of Heliopolis. The Ogdoad was another important group of gods in Egyptian mythology. It consisted of 8 gods: Nun, Nonet, Amun, Amonet, Hay, Hawet, Kek, and Keket. The Ogdoad was believed to have existed before the creation of the world, and to have given birth to the Ennead. The Apis bull was a sacred bull that was worshipped in ancient Egypt. The Apis bull was believed to be a living incarnation of the god Ptah. When an Apis bull died, it was mummified and buried in a special tomb in Memphis. The Sphinx was a mythical creature with the body of a lion and the head of a human. The Sphinx was often associated with the god Ra, and it was believed to guard the gates of the desert. The scarab beetle was a sacred insect that was worshipped in ancient Egypt. The scarab beetle was believed to be a symbol of rebirth and resurrection. The Egyptians often wore scarab amulets as a way to protect themselves from evil and to ensure a happy afterlife. These are just a few of the many gods and goddesses in Egyptian mythology. The Egyptian pantheon was vast and complex, and each god or goddess had their own unique role to play in the world. The ancient Egyptians believed that the gods were involved in every aspect of their lives. They prayed to the gods for protection, guidance, and fertility. They also made offerings to the gods, such as food, drink, and animals. The Egyptians believed that the gods would reward them for their worship and offerings. They believed that the gods would grant them long life, good health, and prosperity. They also believed that the gods would help them to achieve a happy and prosperous afterlife. The study of ancient Egyptian gods and goddesses can give us a deeper understanding of the culture and beliefs of this ancient civilization. It can also help us to appreciate the beauty and complexity of their religious traditions. The ancient Egyptians were a fascinating people with a rich and complex culture. Their mythology and beliefs are a testament to their creativity and imagination. In this video, we explored some of the most important aspects of Egyptian mythology. I hope you found this video informative and enjoyable. Thanks for watching.